Okay, so I managed to use a stainless steel pan, non-stick, for the holy grail, which is eggs, cooking eggs. I'm gonna try the next level of non-meat cooking, and that is sauteing tofu and not having it stick on stainless steel. I think most people that had the experience of trying to cook tofu on a stainless steel pan have ended up having, instead of slices of tofu or chunks of tofu, it ends up being tofu hash browns because it just sticks to everything.
Okay, tonight we are trying sauteed tofu on a stainless steel pan. Never been successful at this, and let's see if we can use the technique I use on my eggs on the tofu. So it turns out the technique that I was using was the lead and frost technique, which means to get the pan up to a temperature, in this case about 450 degrees, where when water hits it, on the bubble, it immediately vaporizes the bottom part of the water, so the water bubble floats on the pan. So it seems like it's mercury, and they just beat around. So we're going to try that again, and I discovered accidentally that the temperature was in fact 450 degrees, that the lead and frost effect occurs with water. 84 just started. On a side note, if I master this, I want to start doing the carbon steel and start making eggs in that, which is the holy grail according to my Michelin star friend chef. Okay, so the interesting thing was the last time I made the eggs, I just said after 4 minutes that had to be up to temp. And when I took the initial reading, it was in the center, which was my mistake. It was 250 in the center, but what I didn't realize was on the outside, it was 450 degrees. We're at 425. And I was able to achieve the lead and frost effect, and that's when I knew it was the right temperature. What I didn't know was the actual temperature that it occurred to. And it could be also the emissivity, the reflectiveness of the stainless steel that's screwing up my reading with an infrared. What I really need is a surface probe thermometer, which I do have. I just don't feel like bringing it out on my work truck. Okay, so now I'm getting about at 4 minutes, 200, 250, 214, another minute. Okay, so this is about the point where I start to get impatient. It's about 5 minutes, 30 seconds. There's that 250. We'll give it another 30 seconds. Okay, 6 minutes. 2:30 according to this, which we're not sure is accurate. Flakes. It's getting there.
So honestly, I'm watching the video, and I actually, for the lead and frost effect, this time around for the tofu, I had it too hot. It was kind of like splattering. This little video I'll show you is what the actual lead and frost effect is when the bubble is kind of just the bubble of water is kind of just dancing on the pan. It's like beginner's luck. I got it perfect the first time when I did eggs, but I honestly had a little bit too hot. That said, it did not ultimately affect how the tofu turned out. In fact, I thought the temperature was just right because it didn't stick and it definitely didn't vaporize the oil.
The water evaporates so we don't burn ourselves with the oil. Coat. Really? We're not going to crowd the pan. Here's the interesting thing, it's 400 degrees, even with the food in there. Okay, we're going to reduce the temp a little bit. Let's see it is actually not sticking. Give it a little bit longer. It's been about 2 minutes. Okay, I had to restart the stopwatch. It's been about 3 minutes. Hold. I think that's sticking. We got release! The holy grail of the browning. Oh, and that just released right off. Oh, that smells good. Mission accomplished. Look at that, beautifully browned. About 7 minutes total for these, and here's the thing that I've learned is you think to get the browning it's from high heat, but it is not. It's time under medium heat that makes it brown, but also more importantly not stick to your pan. And at the high heat, what that's going to do is vaporize the oil, which is going to make it non-stick, and when you vaporize the oil it's not there anymore. So medium heat and give it time. And voila, pop right out. And then the last bit. I gotta flip these. And that didn't stick either. Okay, so these two are done. This one's still got couple of minutes left, but it does not stick. And neither do the bits. Look at that. No mess. Even that comes off. The fond comes off there. That's really cool. Very nice. Look at that. No mess.
Post-game analysis. I was able to brown it, no problem. It didn't stick, which is check. The texture wasn't great. What I prefer is a crunchier crust, and that's just me. I could do different things as far as breading it and actually adding more oil, because you kind of need to kind of deep fry it, so to speak. Personally. Oh, and also in my marinade, I did not add sugar to it, which would have added to the caramelization or the Maillard effect. That's something also to add, you know, the sweet and savory to the marinade. But yeah, it worked. It worked amazingly well. Again, the primer on it is to get it up to medium temperature, about 450 degrees, and add a little bit of oil, or a lot if you want to fry it more, which kind of negates the whole healthy aspect of it. And then don't touch it. Let it brown. Give it at least 3 minutes on each side, at least the initial side, and just peel it up just a little bit just to check and see if it's sticking, and if it's not, then you're really close, and just to check the color on the bottom. But it works. Yeah, I mean, I am really excited now to use stainless steel, because here's the thing. I think people went went nuts over cast iron and then carbon steel because of, I think there's a romantic aspect of it, of being, you know, manly and outdoorsy, and you can high temperature and high heat. But that high heat and high temperature is what kills you as far as getting things to not stick, is because you're vaporizing that oil. And you have all that maintenance aspect of it. You know, I think everyone focuses on the top surface of a carbon steel pan, but the bottom gets nasty because you're burning off all that oil and it starts to rust. In fact, this was actually rusty a couple days ago when I realized, like, ooh, I need to oil that and clean that up. And that's the rub. I think stainless steel is just used incorrectly, and well, I know because that's how I did it. it's been used incorrectly for years and maligned for the fact it was operator error, not the material. And that's the beauty of it. I was thinking last night after I washed this pan, nothing stuck to it. You get a little bit of residue of the oil on there, but that's what Barkeeper's Friend is for. And as I've shown in videos before, like, man, I can clean this sucker up real good. And that's the thing, is that their maintenance on stainless steel, that's the whole point, is so low that, you know, I'll do more carbon steel cooking experiments just for giggles and, you know, as a badge of honor to see if I could do it. But man, stainless steel, you cannot beat it. It's non-toxic, no maintenance, or little to no maintenance, and if you do it right, and it's a win-win. And if you get the very nice Heston pan, which I really want to get, you can put it into a 1,000-degree oven, and if you can even get one that hot. But so the whole aspect of how carbon steel could be better kind of gets thrown out the window if you know how to use stainless steel. So thanks for watching.